That was in the States.
And he had to go get one. He had to have a jacket, and it was filthy,
foul weather
dirty,
jacket.
and he had to wash it
Hung it
and
in my
clean
bunk,
it.
and somebody, I guess I was too trusty, and they took it. And when I come back, it was gone.
Nice.
I had a brand new one. So we can't get away with the one from the French. We put them in the bottom of our sea bag, thought we was going to get a, that was the one that had U.S. Navy on it and everything. So first we went off the ship, and they inventoried. And there was no foul weather jackets was missing. So they come out to the Quonset, this is North Africa, come out, and the guy said, okay, you guys get them foul weather jackets, and the captain won't hold a sea bag inspection. Otherwise, he's going to come out here and you're going to have to spread everything out. So we got our jackets.
Give it to him.
The Frenchman wanted it. I did. Who thought they'd want one that said U.S. Navy on it?
Because they were good jackets.
Well, they were taking your boat. They might as well give you a coat, too.
I took everything. Everything was inventoried, and they went over it, and none was missing.
So in other words, you can't screw over the French, huh?
Huh?
You can't screw over the French.
We trained them.
Well, you tried.
Huh?
They trained them and
Trained them.
Yeah, but you can't screw them over. Because
you can't screw them over.
No.
The French.
No.
No, they want their stuff.
Yeah. Again, you ought to have seen that ship later.
Yeah,
You're
but
really fighting taking chocolate from Scott.
tell what, do they know about your Arab story?
What?
Your Arab story?
Oh, yeah. You want to cut my throat?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he heard that. I heard that.
He cut the leg out of the
I didn't cut it out.
Sold it.
An officer did. Give them to me all nice folded up and come down the engine room. The exec officer. He said, Jim? I said, yeah. He said, did you sell those pants for me? We went in a little port, and of course, we was the only U.S. Navy ship there, see. And I said, yeah, I'll sell them for you. I said, you know, I was on watch in the engine room. I said, all right. He said, I'll stay down here. He didn't know anything about it. But I went up and sold them. I think I got $10 for them, I think.
Wow.
Hung on to them, got a hold of the money. That's what you had to do it. I mean, you had to hold on tight because they had the money and they grabbed whatever you had and it was gone.
Oh.
It was just as dirty as we was. So I got it and goes down to your room and give it to him. Thank you, Jim. Okay. And next thing I know, about 10 minutes later, a guy come down and said, hey, you better not go out on deck. I said, why? He says, Navy rat up there will cut your throat if he catches you. He said, that pants only had one leg. So I seen the exec officer next day. I looked at him. He just sort of grinned. A grin was tugging at his mouth, but he didn't want to grin too much. He was sort of grinning.
So they were his pants, and he set you up to sell them?
Yeah, because he used that leg for patching.
Oh.
He patched his other clothes, and he cut the leg off to get patching material, and he had me sell.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Why he picked on me, I don't know.
So, but you didn't get anything out of it.
Well, we was just like, you know, it was only 4 officers and 40 men. I mean, you didn't. Exec officer and engineering officer and them, it was the only one that stood out a little bit. He was a captain. He didn't get too friendly, you know. He was friendly enough, though. He knew a lot of them by their first name. We had an inspection one time. So he pulled one of the guy's hats off. It was a white uniform inspection.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled it back, you had your name on the inside of it. Oh. So where'd you get this cap? He said, I borrowed it off so-and-so. He never traced that hat down. Somebody needed to, every time an inspection needed a clean white hat, just borrow somebody's. But he must have got wind of it. It was a picnic, trying to find out where'd you get it? Where did I get it? Yeah.
Getting it back to the person it actually belonged to, you mean?
Yeah, I think he was playing a game.
Tracing it.
You're supposed to have your own cap on, you know, all that stuff.
Yeah, but my favorite's the wash machine.
Yeah, that's the best one.
That's the best one.
Hey,
You
Scott,
don't.
you realize
You call
you have
that
to share it.
stealing, Jim?
No,
No.
confiscating.
Confiscating.
Okay. Just take it.
I have
Hey.
no idea what you're talking about. I don't even
I
have
don't know what happened to
chocolate anymore.
that soldier. He had to account for that.
You're saying that you don't
Guys are rolling all over the floor now.
So what's the story about the washing machine?
Oh, we had an old ABC set. It run, 724, you might say. It run all the time. It was sitting in we called it the head, the washroom. Right
So the
off
ABC was the brand, like a
brand,
Whirlpool
yeah,
or
No, it was a
something?
regular washing machine. It was a regular.
Oh,
But it was getting wore out. We had to, heck, we had to wring her all apart, take it down the engine room to wring her apart, and it was getting so it wouldn't hardly run. So we're sitting there one day, and here come a
You can
barge
screw
in,
over my cheek.
a whole bunch of stuff on her, brand new Maytag washer sitting on it. So we eyeballed that boy, huh?
What color was it?
White,
Oh,
and
so maybe
black.
they were army
I had a
green.
black rim around her or something.
Camo.
And, so it set that stuff, big crane picked everything up, on nets and set it on the dock, and that thing sat there. Nobody got it, and it was there at night. And had an MP walking the beat back and forth, so he went over with liquor, wine, wine, we always had wine. And they asked him, got talking to him, shooting the bull with him, hey, you want another drink? Yeah, go around. Yeah, we had to go around behind the warehouse, so it was dark, so nobody could see
'Cause he
him
was
taking
on
a drink
duty.
on duty.
yeah.
So when I was doing that, the washing machine disappeared. Brought it in, walked it right past the captain's quarters, right on in, set it in the washroom, took the old one, walked over to their side, and splash.
Yeah, what a splash.
That's how you got rid of the old one?
Huh?
You threw the old one overboard.
Oh yeah.
It's in the bottom of those
It was-
drink.
Consider it establishing an artificial.
Yeah, the
Oh,
fish,
there.
There you go.
In a
the
port.
fish are using it.
Yeah, right.
The washing machine.
Yeah.
Painted in
That's
sir
right.
test.
Yeah.
So did the captain
That's
ever figure it? What did the captain say? Anything?
He always come in the mess hall, because we had a refrigerator sitting like here, and then you guys call it doorway, a hatch there, and he could always just stuck his head in to see if we was all eating breakfast or whatever, and he just said good morning, and he stopped, he looked, stood there for about, it seemed like an eternity, but he didn't stand there for about 3. He just looking, because he spotted that washing machine, the hatch, the door to the washroom was open, see, and there was this machine sitting there running away, nice and quiet.
Don't even think.
Turn around, shook his head, just walked out.
What you done if he said, where's the old?
Yeah.
So what could he do? I mean, he was using it too. He
Yeah.
didn't wash it, but he had other people washing clothes for him.
Yeah.
It was just the I don't want to know
Yeah.
shake of the head.
That's it. I don't want to know.
Deniability.
I like that.
Yeah, there's
I don't
multiple
wanna know.
deniabilities.
That's
He
funny.
had
I never
the
knew that you threw the old one overboard.
Guy, captain's name was McCarthy, and McCarthy and his 40 thieves.
Oh my God.
'Cause we got blankets. We all had army blankets. We put our white blankets under our bunks. Used army blankets. We had army shirts.
And you were in the Navy?
In the Navy, but you had the
So
army.
yeah, but the only time we could wear them when we come in port, you better not have them on. That was the order he issued.
You think?
Once we cleared the harbor,
I
you
think
could
I
put
saw a
your army
movie
shirt
about
on
this, right?
and everything.
John, wait a minute.
No,
I never-
Mr.
Because-
Roberts, I think.
It was it belonged to the army. It didn't belong to us.
I told him he ought to write a book about it.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
So, but I didn't realize that you were on a train in Africa one time. That's a story that I don't know.
What?
I don't know if the kids know
Oh,
about
trained,
you.
yeah, I was
Yes,
tried
I
to train
know. I've
that,
heard
yeah.
it many times.
Was that when you were all sick?
here.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, oh yeah, that one. Oh
Well,
gosh.
tell.
Huh?
I don't know if Tim remembers it.
I woke up middle of the night. We were leaving Oran, going Casablanca, and went across the country to Oran. So on train, on the tail end of it, we slept in camel cars. They said we had packs. Told you what to take. One blanket. 2 guys sleep together. Cover up. It got cold at night going through the mountains. Anyway, we left it late in the afternoon. And I woke up about middle of the night and man, I had to go. Where am I gonna go? So the camel cars, they got openings at the top, see, so they can stick their heads out, but we had doors that slid back. So I slid that door back, I dropped my drawers and stuck my rear end out.
You weren't alone though, were you?
Well, yeah, but, no, I wasn't alone. But I looked at the tunnel coming. And here I was going, I didn't know when I was gonna quit, you know, I had a stomach ache and you know how you already have it.
Yeah, stomach cramps. You got yeah.
So I thought, oh boy, it's gonna knock me off this train.
Oh.
So I sucked in real close and I found out I had plenty of room.
So are you saying you left your mark on the tunnel?
I probably did, I don't know. And then next to that night was happening, there was all kinds of guys hanging out. Next day, well, it was you're set down on the edge, you know, the doors open, it was warm, see, the daytime. If you've seen a bare butt come out and the car's running, you better get going because there's going to be a spray
Oh, downdraft.
And we stopped at night one time. We stopped, I don't know why it stopped for, it was in the middle of the night. I sat in a squatting position, I swear, for 2 hours or better. All I had was a little pile of blood, about that tall, about like that.
Oh.
And my stomach was, I ate cheese, that just made it worse.
Oh,
I thought, you know, my dad always eat cheese, that better constipate you.
I'll give you two.
That didn't constipate me, it just made it nice and younger.
Oh.
He lost his hair.
Anybody want some dessert now?
Anyway, we got to where we was going, and I guess the Army had got word of it. They had cream cans full of paregoric, they called it, I think. So I went through the line twice.
So to get something to stop your diarrhea?
Well, I guess, it tasted, I went and got it. They give you a little shot glass. I got it. I just feel it go down my stomach and just go like a warm, you know. So I went back and got in line again. He didn't know.
So did that constipate you?
Nope. But next morning, they put us in a camp CB's building for building a hospital.
What are the CBs?
CB's.
Construction.
That's construction battalion in the Navy.
Oh.
And so guys had to get up. It wasn't done with the construction. They just stuck us in Quonset huts that was, you know, just been built. So we slept on the floor. So got up. Where you gonna go? There's no place to go. So people just went out and squatted outside. So the next day we all had to get shovels to go around.
Oh my
So what my
God.
little pals put in a can or a bucket or garbage can.
Oh,
The
no.
CBs wouldn't do that for you.
No, we had dirt ourselves.
Slackers.
So, but when you were on that train, where were you going to?
We were going from Casablanca to Oran.
So, to Iran?
Or ran.
Oran. O-R-A-N.
So where's that?
It's in North Africa. It's in the Mediterranean.
Oh.
Casablanca is on the Atlantic side.
I've never heard of it.
Oh.
I wonder if
I'm not great with
Yeah.
with
Well,
But you were in
geography.
Africa
I hear
mostly.
ya.
Mostly, yeah.
And the Asian.
Went up and down the coast and we made one run up across southern France doing the. But we wasn't really in any. We was a backup ship for the invasion. We laid the netting for them and for ships to get behind and all that stuff.
So was it always hot when you were on the ship?
Huh?
Was it always hot when you were on the ship?
Oh yeah, we used to wash the ship. They used to wash it down at night, the deck, because it'd be so hot. The compartments would get so hot. The engine room, it was unbearable. But they
That's
had
where
blowers. We had blowers blowed down. They're all done blowed hot air in, but for diesels. But
Being so loud.
it was hot over there.
Grandpa.
But it was cool nights. The nights got cold.
Hey, Grandpa, how about the story about the bomber?
Huh?
The bomber.
The bomber?
The bomber, oh yeah, well, I wasn't part of that, but Yeah, they thought they air raid. Thought they was going to we were going to paint an airplane on our stack. According to the story, it wasn't hardly no ships in the harbor. And this bomber come in real low. Of course, we had a 3-inch gun, the biggest one we had. And they got a bead on him. He said, "Fire!" Nothing happened. There was no shell in the gun.
Well, but he didn't get you either.
No, they was looking for like army bases.
Oh.
Just one little old net tender. They wasn't going to bother with that.
You guys were about the size of a PT boat, weren't you, or a little bit bigger?
Well, it was 132 feet wide and 165 feet long, I think. I think that was 64 foot long.
That's a good sized boat.
Yeah, it's bigger than a PT boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
It
you
didn't go
probably
near as fast as the PT boat.
probably
About
felt
13 knots.
the waves though. Did you feel the waves a lot in that ship?
Oh yeah, did you ever?
Did you ever get seasick?
No, I never did. We was in a storm one time, and we pitching and rolling and doing everything, and it tore the diesels loose. We had to put cables around them and put tight screws, and because they got to rocking,
Where's our
and they wouldn't, and you're afraid it's going to tear them loose.
Oh right.
We had to put cables just across the engine room with cables
That recycles.
to hold them. So then we got back and forth, and we had to put some new things underneath of it.
I took copper.
Wow.
That's when I had long
That you stole
arms.
from
I
somewhere?
laid down a little crack.
Couldn't
Couldn't even see. All I had to do was fill.
An inch and a half copper.
Took the
Gotta get
bolts out,
Christmas
got the
somehow,
things
right?
out,
Yeah.
got a little jackal in there to hold them, and then they took them out and rebuilt them. It was blocks like that, big
I'm
heavy
thinking of
springs.
stealing some copper.
And
gas
slid them
house.
back under, and took new bolts and
Play hard. Play hard.
drilled holes in them and cut notches in them. So the
I'm
wire
finding
go
everything
around
else.
them,
I know I
and
can find plastic.
got the wire, you
I don't know,
through
I
the
can find
hole,
aluminum cans.
took the
I can
wire,
take
pulled
off
it up, pulled the
containers.
boat up, and fastened it and slid the nut down the boat. You couldn't sit. You start the nut down and you fill it.
Doing it all by sight.
And then you screw it on there. You still had the wire, but see, you had the groove in the threads. You could screw the nut on with the wire still on it
Yeah.
and tighten it down.
Blue and the red one.
And
Yeah.
of course, you had a wire. You had everything had to have it, so it wouldn't drop it in the bilges.
Right.
Stuff is hard to get out of
She's
there.
got him beat.
See, the
Yeah.
bilges underneath the engine is just like that, with pipes and everything.
Oh, I see.
That's what they called the bilges.
Cheesecake Factory came through that last night.
And that's
Wow.
where all your grease and
That's
how I learned how to paint.
He saves them.
I learned how to paint them.
We'll be
You had
downstairs.
a section you had to keep clean. So a guy told me, he said, one of the old timers, when you got the midnight watch from Import, you got the midnight watch,
Drive maybe
you get your
R.
paint beforehand,
R maybe L.
mix it up and have it real thin.
Uh-huh.
And he said, take up the deck plates in that section that you have, and he said, just take that bucket and just take a little dipper or something, throw it in.
Really?
Yeah. Just throw it down and down, and it'll run around, and he said, after it's all done, he said, let it all drip down and pump the bilges.
Oh,
Pump it
and
out
so
over
just
the
get
side.
the. Oh yeah.
Start pump all the stuff out. Had nice clean bilges.
That was one of those.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, a lot of tricks like that.
Things that you learn from the people who have more experience, huh?
Or Bert.
Yeah,
Yep.
no.
That's where, when you worked on the engine, every wrench, before you touched anything, after it was put together, everything had to be back in its place and accounted for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Didn't want to
Back
leave
in its
it.
place.
Didn't want to leave anything in the engine.
They inventoried it, and then we was about ready. In fact, the guy even had a hold of the valve. He was going to start it, and they, whoop,
Because you were.
one little item was missing. The bar, it went across the piston. The piston's about that, like that, you know.
Yeah,
The bar went across, and you put an eye bolt in it and pulled the piston out when you was working on it. And that was still on there. Somebody didn't take it off. They put the head on it. Boy, they turned that thing over.
Wrecked
We'd have been
everything.
disabled for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the checklist that they do when you have surgery now. You know, they stop and make sure that everything's accounted
Everything's
for.
like
So,
operating on somebody, yeah.
yeah.
All the sponges and clamps and
All the scissors and all that stuff. Yeah.
It could be.
Removed on my hand. they did that. The nurse would say, okay, now time out. Everybody stop, and they start taking account of everything. I mean, they didn't put anything in, so.
See, that's where we got the name, the Mighty Yew. The Y-E-W is the name of the ship. We air raid one night. The captain, we left the port. Now, I didn't know this story, because I was in the engine room, but and we had the name the Mighty Yew because a radio ordered him and said, "You, where are you going?" The captain said, "We're going out where we have room to fight." And we had room all right. You know where we wound up at? Spent the whole night in a minefield.
Oh my
But it's our
god.
own minefield, which was lucky.
Oh.
I mean, it was our minefield. It didn't bother us, you know, but that's where we spent the night.
Holy cow.
Just hope one of them didn't decide it wanted to blow up.
Yeah, no
Yeah, you
kidding.
rolled over wrong.
Yeah.
Well, even if it was your own minefield, wouldn't you have been
Well,
in
yeah, they
danger?
could, but you had it was magnetic mines. You had what they call a degaussing unit, and every so often we went through this unit, and the ship, our mines would not be attracted to our ship.
Oh.
Depending what section you was in, you went through a range.
Oh.
And then you had, in the engine room, what electricians always done that, they had things they turned in all around the ship. They had cables that went around the inside of the ship about like that. You know, electric cables went all the way around it, next to the hull, all the way around it. That's what they called the degaussing. It wouldn't. I guess it kept our minds from being attracted.
Yeah.
But if it was the other ones, you
Well,
might not
no,
have.
they have their
Only
own.
if you knew their frequency.
Yeah, you would end up being them.
Probably draw them to you.
It might, yeah. Exactly.
That wakes you up. They used to drop depth charges at night. You know, in case there was someone them what they called the guys that sneak in. You know, you see this in television. Guys in the water, there's a big explosion, and it don't hurt him.
Fabrics if you can.
Yeah, he tell me you don't want to be in the water when one of them goes off.
No.
Time for dessert, isn't it?
But anyway, they used to have a boat patrol the harbors at night and drop little charges. You'd be sitting in the engine room, you know, if you was in port, and you'd be about half asleep, and it's just like somebody hit the side of the ship with a sledgehammer.
Oh.
You know, and if they dropped it very close.
Yeah.
Oh man, locked it. That's unfair.
We had depth charges. We fired my gun one time. Now this is another story that I found out later. I knew they fired it, but
That's what she does.
the Y gun is like this. Depth charge goes this way, one goes that way, and then you roll one off the back. You got a submarine that way.
Get up and do a
You lose contact with him when you're right above him, so you fire one on both sides and one off the back.
Oh yeah.
But this here, something happened. It was an accident, really. It got fired. One of them almost hit a Liberty ship, and then we turned and we almost hit it. We went over our own, yeah.
Oh
gorgeous.
Yeah, we had some boo-boos.
That's a-
Oh yeah, well, you
The
ought
depth charge.
to been in the engine room. You just thought you was gone there, boy. Deck plates just rattled up and down. You know, they
There
squeezed
you
down.
go.
That thing went off. I can imagine what it must be like in a submarine
Oh yeah.
when they're getting the
Rack,
depth
that would be
charge,
something.
like that. You know,
3 or 4 more right.
Behind it.
You know, out of 52 submarines that was lost during the war, they've only found 4.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. One of them was found by accident, and that was by help. Well, they knew one was in the area, and a diver was down, and he ran across it, and by help from a Japanese, they identified it.
So the rest of them are just lost on the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah.
Or blown up.
They'll get so far and they'll implode.
And later on, this diver, they took an American flag down. It was setting down, but it said that evidently the men died instantly because the way the hole was blowed in it.
Oh.
And so they had them, I guess the families, this diver went down with American flag and put it on the conning tower. So
Oh.
and had it flying there. But the other ones, they don't know where they're at exactly.
Wherever they're home.
They're not off our coast.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know, when we were in Hawaii, we went to the Arizona. You know, it's real secured and nobody makes any noise or anything. Well,
It's a very moving place.
there were Japanese on our
Yeah, they
boat
was so rude. Yeah.
going out, and
He was laughing,
they were
carrying
laughing.
on, having a gay old time on the boat going out there.
but when we got in there, where they actually showed the pictures and everything, and you could view the Arizona. There was an elderly Japanese man, remember that,
Yeah.
Jim? And he just was crying so hard and sobbing, it really got to you. You know, he evidently
He
realized,
probably was in one of the guys that bombed the Arizona.
that's right.
Yeah.
And he was really, it got to you, really. And he was a Japanese.
Yeah. They was sort of a noisy bunch going out there, but when we went that first time, they was very quiet. Yeah, very, very quiet.
How about you?
Very
When
respectful.
me and her went out there,
Yeah, that's how
it
they
seemed
were
like they
when we
was
went.
very more rude. Yeah. The younger generation, they don't know anything about it, you know.
Yeah.
We could see the water, the oil bubbling out.
That's amazing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Still bubbling
coming
out.
out.
Little rocks coming up.
It is, that's
Same place.
amazing.
Yeah.
After all that time.